Folks, there you have it, man. It's the college football playoff standings. You got Alabama, Clemson, Washington, and Ohio State. And on the outside looking in, you got Penn State and you got Michigan. What can I really say, man? Really no surprises to me. The only surprise here will be Penn State at number 5 and, Ohio State in there. I don't know how you can not win your conference and then can contend for the national. I mean, well, I don't get how you can contend for the national championship and not without winning your conference outright. I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, I'm not a Penn State fan at all. And I know the Penn State fans already know that I'm Terps all the way, but. I'm not biased in this video. You know what I'm saying? I think that Penn State got robbed. I don't know how you can win your conference championship and not contend for the not the United States, but to be basically the national champion. I don't get that, man. I'm stumbling over my words because I'm kind of like just upset about this whole college football playoff system where it cuts it off to 4 teams. And it's just like this is the reason why the legitimacy of the NCAA basketball tournament is so high, because of the fact that there's just no doubt. There's no doubt who the best team is after that tournament. And now it's just so many different questions about who, what, when, where, and how. And there's no argument about whether Alabama, Clemson, or Washington, or Ohio State deserve to be there. It's just that Penn State and Michigan deserve to be there, and the rest of the top 10 deserves to be there too, or top 8. College football. One thing I can't stand about college football is that they prop these kids up so highly, all right, and they rob these children, all right. And I'm gonna tell you like this: they're not really children, but they're kids. I'm gonna say it like this: they rob these kids of so many things in college. If you've ever been a college student or a college athlete, you know that you're basically eating tuna fish sandwiches basically every other night. You can't sell your merchandise or anything for money. You understand what I'm trying to say? Then when you get an internship or a job, you can't do certain things there. So many rules. And then they got this college football playoff thing, and is sponsored by Chick-fil-A. You got all these bowl games: the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the I don't know what the hell bowl, the blah 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 bowl. You got all these bowl games. And then, you basically got the top 10 country. You basically got half the top 10 left out, or more than half of the top 10 left out of the race for the national championship. It just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Why don't here's a suggestion for these people, because this video's been a long time coming. I've been meaning to make this video regardless of who was in or who's out. Why not 8 teams? Why not 10 teams? How come it's cut off to just 4 teams? See, the reason why, here's the reason why. Here's my theory as to why. I think that there's just so much greed. You know what I'm saying? You see Chick-fil-A up there sponsoring it. These sponsors basically say, "Oh, I have to have the Outback Bowl, or the Chick-fil-A Bowl, or this bowl." It's these sponsors that are basically responsible for this. It has to be. It's not necessarily the colleges, because the colleges don't necessarily care as long as they're getting money at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. The student athletes don't really get anything out of it. They don't get any incentives. Only thing that they get is just to wear the jersey and hold the trophy. That's all they get. It's just so sad, man, that you have more than half of the top 10 left out of this, man. Here's a suggestion: why don't they just start the season earlier, cut 2-3 weeks off? You don't need championship games if you're not in the top 10. You're just not there. The top 10 is represented. Why don't they just make the final standings a representation of every team in the top 10 or every conference in the United States of America, and do it that way? I mean, this is just stupid, man. This college football playoff thing is so stupid. All right. And then you got these people, you got Herb Street and the rest of these clowns propped up on ESPN, you know what I'm saying, talking about, "Oh, this team should have been left out. This, and this, and that." Look, 10 teams, 8 teams, doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the top 4 teams don't deserve to be there. It's just that You know, there's no doubt about it in any other sport. There's tournaments in every other sports that makes sense. This makes no sense. You got a whole bunch of, you know, fat cats, dudes in white suits, black and white suits, calling all the shots. That's the reason why you got the 14 playoffs. It doesn't make any sense. The bowl games are going to happen regardless. All right. Just, you know, I mean, there's so many different bowl games out there. You can't say that they're, you know, that teams that, you know, are bowl eligible won't be able to go to a bowl. But if you got, I'm going to tell you like this, if you got 6 losses and 5 wins, you shouldn't be going to a bowl game anyway. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But let me know how you guys feel about this, you know, college football playoffs. Was somebody left out of this? I'm just sick of this whole situation, man, because there's so many teams, there's so many good teams that are just left out of this, man. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So let me know how you guys feel down below. So WC, man. Until next time, see you. Peace out.